Next to the podium, we have a very good friend who happens to also be an elected official. His name is Joe Cimperman. Joe has been an advocate for affordable housing, for the land trust, for many different tools, for many different years. You will find out when he speaks that he has just a little bit of enthusiasm, might be just a little A-type personality, but a great person and a great friend. But he's really helped us move forward. We've got a project happening in his ward, which is now his ward this time, and we're going to make things happen for renters, for people who are coming from out of the country. We're going to make good things happen, but it's not without Joe putting his political capital on the line. And so I'd like to welcome my good friend and Cleveland City Councilman, Joe Cimperman.
Thank you, Lou. Good evening, everyone. And on behalf of Mayor Frank Jackson, Council President Kevin Kelly, and the members of Cleveland City Council, please allow me to officially and heartfully welcome you to the great city of Cleveland. We especially want to extend a great welcome to our friends who are here from Belgium. I understand we have friends here from France, as well as the United Kingdom, as well as all of many, many states. And to each and every one of you, we are not only interested in sharing with you some of the things that we've learned, but more so learning from you, because we recognize that the level of expertise in this room is very high, and we recognize that there's a lot of things that we could be doing better in Cleveland. And for that, on behalf of the mayor, the council president, myself, please let me welcome you and let me say thank you. I want to just say something to you very personally. I had the opportunity today to drive past the house in which I grew up, which is a few miles east of here, in a neighborhood that is what I say right now in its quiet phase. The house that I live in is was condemned, and is about to be torn down. And my wife asked me if I had any inclination inside of me to purchase my family home. And I told her no. I said, honestly, after my sister and I lived in there, it was probably condemnable while we were there. But the truth is, looking at the street that I grew up on, in a neighborhood that so many of you serve across this country, I started to wonder why it was that even though we grew up way below the poverty line, I never felt myself to be poor. I think that has a lot to do with the philosophy and the compassion of the people who are gathered here today. Because as each of you know through your own life experiences, and certainly now the people you serve, poverty's greatest punch isn't just necessarily the fact that people have no money. It's the absolute lack of stability in a poor child's growing up that makes that person feel groundless. When I think about the work that the Land Trust does, especially with regard to not only creating affordable, decent, welcome housing, but creating a place where people don't have to move, where Wall Street can be crazy Wall Street, where things can happen all around you, but there is a moment of stability in that place that you call your home address. I have to say to you, I don't think there is one better thing you can do for this person who's now way past the time of his childhood, but for the kids that you're serving today, to give them a sense of security and a sense of peace. I have to say that for me, learning about the Land Trust through Lou, and especially through Marge Mysak, it hasn't just been about the real estate or the deed. What you all do is something that is so radical in community development, because you have all decided to not be the thermometer, you are the thermostat. For individuals like me who don't have the experience and the life knowledge that you do, you take elected officials under your wing and you teach us how to be better and how to serve the people that we love better. And when I think about what the Land Trust has done here and in other places, I think it's great that what it's doing is providing housing, but I also think that it's because of the Land Trust that the city of Cleveland was able to do what it did with regard to creating a policy for urban agriculture that a lot of other cities craved. It had nothing to do with the building. It had everything to do with creating the stability in the neighborhood. When I think about what the Land Trust has done in Cleveland, it has been not only to educate us in terms of the permanence and the stability, it has been to say that there are other ways outside of the Land Trust that we can support, that do radical things like end homelessness, like support permanent supportive housing, that the Land Trust in Cleveland has taken a leadership role in terms of educating people like me, and to date in the city of Cleveland, in the collaboration that the organization that Lou leads and Marge stewards, is now responsible for 500 units in the city of Cleveland of taking people off the street who before that were on the street. I could go on and on because I feel very personally grateful to each and every one of you. But what I'm going to say to you in closing is this. When I walked up here, you had no idea that I was somebody who you are serving today when I was a kid. What made all the difference for me, and the only reason that I'm standing here, is that sense of security that I was able to have, that each and every one of you foment in your sleep. And so for the people across this country, and the people in other countries, and the people in Cleveland, who will never get the chance to say to you how much you really, really mean to them, and how but for you, they would not be here, please just let me welcome you to Cleveland by saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Because people like me who get it understand the only reason we do is because of the people who are here today. Thank you.